There it is.
Live. There it is. Boom. Impromptu. That's how we roll, Monty.
Yeah. Thursday,
Yes,
not
indeed.
Monday.
That's right. It's not Monday. It's Thursday. And another edition of Get Found Be Seen.
Special edition.
Edition. Special edition.
That's right.
On-camera experience. Let's go. I want to talk about our on-camera experience and how the challenges we could face with going live on camera, whether it's live, whether it's a Zoom, whether it's a masterclass, whether it's a webinar, what have you, presentation, going live, the challenges that come to play. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have a discussion, Monty. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Nice. Because see, confidence is key, and that's what I love talking about, because it's important for people to be able to express themselves freely as they would desire to. And it's not easy. For some people, it's so easy. For other people, it's so difficult. And then when, if you're in the place of one who is wanting to express yourself and it be difficult and you get an opportunity to express yourself and you're not able to, the feeling that you feel afterwards is crushing. So we want to be able to come on and talk about it, to give people some tools to be able to express themselves freely and get their value across to serve their audience. If you're a coach, if you're an author, if you're a service provider, whomever you are, if you are striving to express yourself, express your brand online, this is the place to be.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. What do you think, Monty? How did that sound?
Sounded great. That sounded great because when I first started out, I was in those shoes.
Yeah.
That confidence part. I didn't have any confidence on camera. I was worried about everything.
Yeah. There are a lot of things that could come up, nervousness, discouragement, just, oh my gosh, there's one or two lenses staring right at me and I'm like a deer in headlights. What do? I'm frozen. You ever been there?
Yeah, that's your consciousness.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna lead forward some on this now, Carl. I'm just eager, chomping at the bit,
Let's go.
because what you're describing is the things that trip you up, the
Yes.
things that tripped me up.
Hmm.
Because before I met you, no videos, not even recorded videos. I didn't want my face to be seen. I was too self-conscious. I was worried about how people are looking at me. What they thought, how I, my facial features. Maybe I looked funny to them, or my voice. I always thought that my voice sounded funny, and I'm going to step back on that. When you listen to yourself, you hear your voice through your bones. When you listen to your recorded voice come at you, it doesn't sound like you. And so you are very judgmental about it. But so we'll move on. The sound of your voice and how you act.
Right.
Maybe you say keywords. Some people say well or so or or something of that nature. Yeah.
Right.
Or some oh, I'm just going to be rigid. I'm just here and I'm just going to say my stuff because I'm scared, or maybe that's what I felt people thought of me, even though I was trying to be animated. So I'm thinking that the things that trip me up the most, or what I think people are thinking when they're looking at me.
Right.
And then what I'm thinking about myself, because I'm thinking that they're thinking, then I'm thinking. It's like, oh, is my hair okay? Is am I all wrinkly, or is the lighting okay on me? Oh gosh, do I look fat? Oh, I've got pimples. Oh no, it's like none of that is going to help anyway. So,
Right.
but those are the things that trip me up.
Right. And I could definitely identify with that. And it's important to, I must say it is important to acknowledge those things though, too, Monty. You can acknowledge them from two ways. And I talk about that more with my coaching program. But if you're in a perspective of you're so conscious of it, oh my gosh, it can make you freeze. But if you're on the side of being conscious of it and having the tools to do something about it, that's a whole different ball game right there. Because if you have the tools, you could acknowledge it and be able to move forward, and also be able to see your growth from where you come from to where you're going.
Right. And that's what I'm able to do here with you, is say, look, this is where I was, and
Mm,
now I have surpassed a lot of these things that were tripping me up so that I
right.
can do these things.
Right. And so when you experience these things, Monty, how did it affect your presentation, whether doing lives or Zooms or what have you? How did it affect it?
Well, anytime that I'm thinking about those things, that's distracting my thought process from my presentation. So my presentation doesn't sound natural,
Mm,
and I'm constantly forgetting what I was going to say because I'm thinking about some other thing and not what I was going to say. And then when I'm trying to remember what I was going to go say, and so I end up going down rabbit holes and talking about stuff I didn't intend to talk about.
right.
And that's where the ums and the uhs and the ands and the so's come in to fill in that space while your brain is scrambling to say, where was I at? What was the point I was going to talk about? What was I about to say? But now I was thinking about how that person looked at me. If you're doing a live, it's really bad. You make eye contact and suddenly, boop, I forgot everything.
Right. And might I add on to your energy level too? Because Monty, man, your energy level, you are level 10 now, dude. You are
Now,
rocking it. Oh
yeah,
my, right
yeah.
now.
I'm not
So it's
scared anymore. I'm not
right.
worried about all those little tiny details because I have some more experience and because I've had your teachings. It was a
Right.
journey. I didn't just come onto the camera and say, "Oh, things are cool now."
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing lives for 3 months,
Woo.
so it's taken some time to get to that point,
Right.
and I
Right
have
on.
further to go. I'm not perfect. There's still more
Right.
learning to happen.
Still more learning. Me too. But you're doing it. You're doing it. So, when that happens, Monty, how do you think the audience receives your message? Like when you're at that place in
It's
that.
it's perceptible. You can see that they notice your
Yeah.
awkwardness, and they're distracted. Even if you don't notice that they're distracted, that if they're noticing something about you, then they're not listening to what you're saying. So to me, that's distracted. They're not receiving my message that I'm sending.
Right.
And
Right.
so and then that discredits you too. So then they're like, oh, this guy's just some chucklehead. Oh,
Right.
he doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's not really the expert we thought he was.
Right. And they can't take you seriously. And that's a big deal, because no matter what your values, whether if you're online, you want to make money, which, that's a good goal to have, right? But for some people, they want to make money too. But more importantly, they want to leave a legacy. And when you go on, you want to leave a legacy. You're not able to make that impact with your intention of making that video, and then something goes wrong. It's like it's the worst feeling ever. I've been there. It's a terrible feeling. So yeah, being able to have the tools is very helpful. Nah, that's some good feedback. Now, and as far as how the audience receives your message, yeah, that's important. You want to be able to make that impact. Now, all those things can go wrong, are because of, the challenges that you face beforehand. We could agree with that, right?
Yep, there's a list of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to figure. You can have maybe not no one receives your message, or fewer people receive your message, or at least they don't receive it in the right way.
Right.
And people simply stop watching,
Right.
leave your presentation, turn the video off, move on to the next YouTube, whatever. And
Right.
then they have a preconceived notion. They see you again and they don't even bother hitting play. They don't even bother, like, oh, I already know that guy's that
Right.
guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't resonate with him.
Right. But that's key right there, what you said right there, because they people could feel like they don't resonate with you, but they didn't even give you. They might have gave you that one chance. You had that one chance to make that first impression.
First
But if
impression.
something goes wrong that one time, you might have been meant for that person, but because that first time didn't go well, you missed your opportunity.
Right. Yep. Definitely so. And so I'm at this point. We were just talking. We've been doing these lives for 12 weeks,
Right.
and now I'm like, hey, during this time, I've read Carl's book. I've asked Carl's question because I got him one-on-one, and then just listening to when you're talking and what you're talking about and absorbing that information. It's like,
Right.
it's taken me 3 months to get through that information. I'm jealous of all these people that can take your masterclass and get all of that information in one fell swoop.
One fell swoop. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Monty, because yes, I'm going to be doing a masterclass, and we want to encourage you guys to check it out. This masterclass is going to be amazing. It's called From Nervous to Natural: How Every Coach Can Master the On-Camera Experience and Convey Confidence. That's that word, Monty, confidence. Because
Indeed.
it's important. It's important, and you owe it to your audience. You owe it to the people, your people you're serving, the potential people that will come across you in their feeds, or whether they come across you in an ad or from organic marketing. They deserve to get that from you. They deserve to get that confidence from you. So I'm doing that this Sunday, Monty, and it's going to be live, and it's going to be, as I like to say, as my kids like to say, it's going to be lit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about, is that energy and everything that you've got all laid out, rather than me just kind of picking it out here and there. It's a structured, all right, covering this thing and this thing, and here's the tools that you can use.
Right. And I'm glad you said covering, Monty, because I want to talk about what I'm going to be covering.
All right.
I want to talk about that. So we're going to be understanding, we're going to go into a deep dive of understanding nervousness on camera, and why it's important to think about that. I mean, everyone understands, okay, I'm nervous, but let's talk about it. Let's have that discussion. I'm also going to talk about building confidence and speaking on camera. And I'm going to talk about connecting with your audience. It's important that we make that connection. Just like we're connecting right here, right? It's important that you make that connection. And we're going to talk about the power, check this out, the power of storytelling. And I love that. Storytelling, it's a powerful one. And then we're going to talk about, check this out, handling mistakes and hiccups.
Ooh.
Woo! Yes, handling mistakes and hiccups. So, yes, guys, we want to encourage you. If you want to grow in your confidence, if you want to level up in your confidence, and you want to take things to the next level so that your audience can be inspired and impacted, and you can make that influence, check out my masterclass this Sunday, From Nervous to Natural. Boom. Look at that, Monty. You like that?
Go from nervous-to-natural.com.
That's right. Check it out. John Judge, what's going on?
That's for, if you're new and you haven't started making videos like I was. And that's also if you're making videos and you want to step up your game.
Right. Right. If you want to level up, if you want to step up your game, because it doesn't just stop there. It's not like, sometimes you'll see things online and it's just like, oh my gosh, great. Let's just take that class. No, but there's also tools you got to have too. You got to have a plan. You got to have a game plan, And so we're going to talk about that a little bit as well towards the end. Having a game plan is important because it's just not going to happen by osmosis. Let me just keep that real.
I like that. That is true. Everybody wants to put the book under their pillow and sleep on it.
Right.
That doesn't work. So,
right.
Comfortable too.
I like that, Monty. Sleep. I like that. That's cool, man. That sounds like it should be in a song, a rap. Book under a pillow, sleep on it.
So what time is that class at, Carl?
It's going to be Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, EDT.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, indeed. And so if you're wherever you're tuning in from, know it's that time, check out the website, gofromnervoustoNatural.com. You'll get all the information there. You can sign up. Sign up today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Sign up today. Sign up right now. Let me be more specific.
Sign up right now.
Right now.
Put it on your calendar and be ready for it.
And be ready.
And since it's live, have some questions.
Have some questions ready because I will be answering questions. And it will be on Zoom because I want to get personal with you. Sometimes you'll see a masterclass or webinar. It might You may not see the person speaking, but you're going to see me speaking because I want to be one-on-one with you. And can I share something else, Monty?
Go for it.
One of the things I like to do when I'm coaching is I like to use my experience from the entertainment industry. And so working with artists like Brooke Shields, Brendan Fraser, Ken John, recording artists, being a backup dancer for people like Elton John, I like to share my experience with people because my experience was a process. And so I'm able to use these same principles from process to help people to be successful.
And there, that gives that demonstration that you have firsthand experience with the confidence thing, being in the same presence as huge names that everybody knows.
Right.
So you can take that and bring it down to whatever level someone is at and give them that perspective.
Right on. Yep. You could be the beginner, you could be advanced, you could be intermediate. It doesn't matter. Just come ready to learn, come with questions, come ready to apply.
And it's
That's what it's about.
It's a Zoom class. You can ask questions, and it's actually practice on a small scale.
Right. John Judd says, yes, he does. John, what's going on, my friend? Make sure you come on out.
Be there.
So, be there. So, Monty, anything else?
No, I think we covered that topic. Yep. Confidence is key.
Right.
And if you are struggling even a little bit with your confidence on camera and you want a little extra help, you want some tools to put in that backpack that you carry around. So that way, when you come across that situation, you can pull out the right tool and take care of it.
Right.
And if you want those things, then you want to be there Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Go nervous to natural. Go from nervous to natural.com.
Right. And the link is right below in the marquee. And yes, have those tools. And with those tools, be ready to pull them out at any time, even during your situation, while you're live, whenever, on the spot. Yep. That's how we roll.
Make them ready.
That's right. And if you do mess up, we have a principle for that as well. Let's go.
That's right. We got you covered.
Well, that's it from Get Found
and Be Seen.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a great week.
Have a great week, everyone.